Welcome to This Week in Ames. I'm Susan Guiasta. On today's show, we check in with the Housing Division. My guest today is Vanessa Baker-Latimer with the Housing Division. Vanessa, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks for having me again, Susan. It's good to see you.
So Vanessa, tell me a little bit about your job.
Well, for the city, I administer the Community Development Block Grant Program and various other affordable housing programs and events around housing for the community.
Well, that plays really well into what we have coming up. We have an event that you have planned for several years now.
Yes, it's our annual event to raise awareness for hunger and homeless. It's an event that comes up every November, and there's a week where we plan an event to bring awareness to the agencies that provide services to those in our community who go hungry or homeless. And this year, we're planning to have a Scoop of Soup event.
And that day for that event is when?
It's going to be Tuesday, November 17th at City Hall, and the time will be 11:30 to 1:30. And during the event, we're going to showcase all of the agencies that, again, provide this service in our community. We're also going to have our city council members hand out soup that's been donated through Hy-Vee that people can donate, and that those funds would go back to the individual agencies, again, to help raise awareness and promote for what the big job that they do for those in our community who are needy.
So mid-November is always an interesting time. It's sort of a change of the seasons. And this event is outdoors. So you get a sense of what it might be like to be homeless at a time where the temperatures are dropping and it's really cold. And then those organizations that will be who work with those clients will be there as well?
Correct, and they will have brochures and information about what they do and who they serve, and also an opportunity for the public to be able to volunteer at any of these agencies or provide other services that they may need, whether it's food or clothing or anything like that. So it's a good opportunity to showcase, and like you said, it is going to be outside because homeless or hungry doesn't necessarily have a place that is always warm. It can happen anywhere at any time and any time of the year. So this just brings that awareness that it could be someone outside as well.
It's interesting you talk about hunger and homelessness awareness because I think in a city like Ames where things seem to be going really well, there are people that don't think that those problems exist here.
Exactly, because you don't necessarily see homeless people on the streets and things like that, but it does not mean that a community doesn't have people who fall into those categories. And we have a lot of people that we serve here, but most of it's seen through the good work of the agencies, and that's why it's important for them to educate the public about who they're serving.
Can you tell us maybe some of the agencies that are involved?
Sure, the Youth and Shelter Services, the Sexual Assault Center, MICA, Mid-Iowa Community Action Agency, the Emergency Residence Project, the Salvation Army, Veterans Affairs, the Ames Community School District is going to be involved, and the Hunger Collaboration with United Way.
So lots of different agencies, lots of opportunities to learn more about what these agencies do. All of them sort of play a specific piece in providing service to people who are experiencing hunger and homelessness. For example, I know through the school district, they can do outreach for people who are at risk for not having enough food.
Correct. And, veterans needing services as well. And so it's a variety. And we also have Story County Community Services because it's not just about Ames, it's about Ames, Story County. So they have services that they serve people outside of Ames. And so it's good to bring everyone together to have a strong effort for Ames, Story County.
So when people come, they're coming to City Hall. Again, the event is outside. Over the lunch hour. There's some symbolism in the idea of having one warm meal.
Yes, because that might be the only meal that a family may get for the day. And so it's an opportunity to kind of experience that. Also experience that there'll be people that will simulate living outside. Maybe they're living in a tent, maybe they live in a cardboard box. Maybe, like I said, you don't see it on the street of Ames, but it may be under bridges and other places that you don't normally would see that it occurs here, but they're there. And we want to bring awareness to that.
I know you've been involved in this event for many, many years. It's had sort of different iterations. I know sometimes it's been inside, sometimes it's been outside. How did you come up with this idea this year?
Well, we've done the Scoop of Soup before back in 2007, 2008, and I partner with all of the communities that the agencies that we talked about today, and they really wanted this year to just actually do something really visual to bring it back to reality for a lot of people and for other people to understand that reality. So that's why we're doing bringing back the Scoop of Soup event.
I remember the last time you did it, it was extremely cold out for a November day.
It was.
It was, and it really gave you a sense of what it would be like not to have a warm place to go or a warm meal.
Exactly. And we're also being sponsored by KSI Radio. They're going to interview a lot of the agencies, again, so you can hear the true facts of who they serve. And so we're just excited again about bringing this event, inviting the public to come, you know, and participate and get educated, and opportunity to provide a donation, again, that would go back to these specific agencies.
Well, it's always interesting, and I'm sure very deliberate, that Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week is right before Thanksgiving.
Yes, again, kind of kicking off the season because we're going into the cold winter months where a lot of need is out there. And this is a time of year where, you know, holidays and other things come up that we want to make sure that people in these situations are cared for as well as throughout the year.
Okay, so one more time, when's that event?
It's Tuesday, November 17th. It's going to be from 11:30 to 1:30 at City Hall. We look forward to everyone coming.
All right, Vanessa, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Again, if you want more information on the Scoop of Soup event, that's available on our website at cityofames.org. Some other things coming up in November. If those leaves are falling off the trees and you need some place to put them, remember Yard Waste Free Days continues in November and into December. The final Yard Waste Free Days will be November 7th, November 21st, and December 5th. Again, more information on our website at cityofames.org. Well, that's our show for today. Thanks for watching, and tune in next week for This Week in Ames.